I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 14, Volume 9. This is being recorded on the Spectrum's 40th birthday, so I know that you're getting this the next day, but this is its 40th, and this is the tape we've got. So last week this was quite a good tape, if you remember. There was an awful lot of stuff, and somebody pointed out that there was a ska band on the other side that we actually had, so there was some weird sort of ska band that was there. This is a C120, and if I pop this open, we still have a lot of things to see here. It's literally a very long one. It's basically Armageddon, Cookie, Snooker, Hunchback, Fruitcake, Doomsday Castle, Track A, B, T-Bat, whatever this is, B, Bowls. Yes, it's Bowls. It's all about farting. Puzzle, Pitman 7, Galaxians, Ardiddums, Pterodactyl, and Jet Set Willy. So this is a bit of a monster. This is a bit of a brute, but we're going to give it a go. So without further ado, and because it's the Spectrum's birthday, we're going to stick that out in a tape drive and load it up. Okay, the tape is in the drive, so we're going to go with the old favourite, go down to the Spectrum Basic and do load dit or load speech marks. And as it's the Spectrum's birthday, we'll do all stories I've done before about it. So first off, I didn't get my Spectrum in 1982. I got mine in 1983, and I remember that because it's kind of. I think that's always been the same for me in computers and things like that. I've always been a little bit delayed with kind of getting things, either because I was buying it or kind of waiting to see what happened with it. This is going to go very well, that one particular one. I can see that already. And you know what I've forgotten as well? I've forgotten my my sort of. My little tape adapter thing. And in my excitement to get this episode out, or get on with this episode, should I say, I've forgotten it. So hang on a second, I'll still go grab it. Oh, no, it's over here. Get it now. I'm grabbing it. I'm grabbing the tape. Oh, God, dropped it. It's all going badly. It's all going badly already. Can't believe it's gone badly already. So yeah, I didn't get my Spectrum in 1982. I got my Spectrum in 1983. And it was. I think it was because there was kind of that. I guess those were kind of the glory years for the Spectrum and other things, but there was other computers out, weren't there at the time? I think you had the BBC and other things, and it was kind of the point where I think probably a lot of people got theirs with sort of that's possibly that second year. So I got mine then, but I do remember the trek around the shops with my parents to see the various machines, you know, and you had these salesmen who really didn't know anything about computers try to sell these things to you. It's sort of, you know, micro mart type things, and in my case it was Woolworths that we ended up buying it from. But we went round various places and we looked at the BBC Micro, and of course BBC Micro, if you bought a BBC Micro, along with getting a tape or a disc thing, you could be sitting in sort of sort of £300 or £400 worth of equipment, and you know, the humble Spectrum was probably the cheapest of the lot. It was the cheap machine at the cheap end of the thing. We didn't go for 16K. My parents stumped out for the little bit extra for the there we go, R-tape error. That's it. Perfect. Birthday R-tape. Happy birthday. You know, happy birthday ZX Spectrum. It's an R-tape error. There we go. Look, happy birthday. Happy. And I can't spell today. My brain's I can't type. The funny thing is, what have I done now? Oh, I've done something. I've upset it. I've proper upset it there. I locked it. So I seem to lock it. Anyway, so yeah, we basically went round. We looked at BBC Micro, BBC B. We looked at the Commodore. That was just completely priced out of the range. There was just no way we were getting a Commodore 64. It was just far too expensive. And of course there was weird things like the apricots. Anybody remember an apricot? We had apricots. That was one of the things we had that we looked at as well. And I do remember my dad's friend had a chap who was kind of into the computers and things like that, and he brought a few round, you know, sort of these big models, and there were just some really weird things that he turned up with. An apricot being one of them, with an orange screen as well. I remember it, and I always thought that was very apt because it was an apricot. Do you know what I mean? Apricot being an orange fruit. of sorts. So well, I just thought that was very apt. But we ended up in WH Smith's, and I remember the price. It was £129.99 for the device. £129.99, and it was it was amazing. We got that, but of course you had to buy a tape deck as well. So there's another £20 for the I think we got a Sony one. I have a feeling got a Sony one. I've not seen it. You know when you all these things, so you get the sales things, and you have a little look around. Not seen that one. No, it's not loading, is it? It's just not loading. Let's try it again. Let's press break and let's do load dip. Let's do it again. We'll rewind to the beginning. We'll try it again. I'm happy to bypass it in the sense of I'll get it from something else, but it would be nice if it actually loaded from the tape. Happy birthday! There we go. Our tape error. Let's load it from PlayZX. Let's do that. We can at least be 100% sure PlayZX will work. So yeah. So I'm pretty convinced it was a Sony one, but I've never seen it on sort of Sinclair for sale or whatever else. I kind of want one. I remember it had a very small pause button, which was like sort of an orangey yellow. I say orangey yellow because that's probably the best way of describing it if I'm honest. So it had that, and then we had, and I say, and I had to choose between a game. I was allowed one game because obviously it came with Horizons. It had the Horizons tape in it. It was the rubber key one, and it came with the Horizons tape in it. Horizons tape, and there was a choice of games, and it was my first sort of big choice with these things. It was an expensive game, $5.99 kind of price, and it was between Sheer Panic and Hungry Horace, and I went with Hungry Horace, and I haven't regretted that one realistically. I got Sheer Panic later in life. In fact, I've got it now, and I still love the cover for it because it's got this man. It's Digger Dan effectively. You dig holes, and the creatures fall into the holes, and they jump on their heads or hit them with the spade again, and they disappear and they die by falling levels. And I always quite liked the game because of that. It's just I quite like that thing, but because we then got Horace and the Spiders did exactly the same thing. But the cover was really nice. It was like really well animated, looked really good. Whereas Horace was just that plain big yellow thing with a small flower in the top corner and that great big Horace blue Horace logo. And you thought to yourself, and I don't know why, but I think it was the Sinclair that got me. I always thought of the Sinclair bit at the top as sort of a quality brand, so as a result that Sinclair at the top of it was kind of the thing that swayed it for me rather than the Visions version of it with this fancy looking thing. I kind of liked the fact that it was another Sinclair product, even though obviously it was made by Melbourne House and Beam Software, but it just felt like another Sinclair product. And as a kid I had no idea or thought about the fact that there was production houses or development people and all those kind of things. It didn't cross my mind that there would be a person who's publishing it over a person who was actually writing the game. They were one and the same as far as I was concerned as a kid. So hang on. Drink a coffee. Have you got a coffee? Have you got a beverage? Got a little tickle in the throat there. I'm just going to push a door to, actually. There's loads of noise going on for some reason. So hang on a second. I'll just push a door to. There we go. The door has been pushed to. There's lots and lots of noise on. My family has discovered. We obviously had. I certainly had. I said we all. I said anybody of my age. We certainly had record players and vinyl. And my daughter has discovered vinyl. Which is a brilliant thing. I'm dead chuffed for her for discovering vinyl. But of course now you've got that terrible new collection going on, of vinyl. And we have to listen to all the vinyl. And the record player that we have is actually in the room behind where my sort of office is. So as a result, I'm being forced to listen to all the vinyl of all the things that I previously listened to when I was a lot younger. So she got this TV theme tune one, and it's got the worst renditions of it. Do you remember when they used to do that? They used to redo it with orchestral things, and they used to redo the bands and all this kind of stuff. And it's there was one of Star Trek's theme, and it was it was abysmal. I wanted to tear my eyeballs out. Anyway, this is Cookie, and Cookie, you play the cook. And the idea is you've got to shoot certain good stuff into the bowls below, like that. You see there's a number. So I'm shooting these beans in, and these are living animals. It's like normal cooking them. And we throw them into there, and I've died by getting hit by one of them because obviously they're killers. And you got to throw them in the bowl until there's none left. And you got to avoid throwing like the evil fish and stuff like that in there, because if that hits there, they're in trouble. And it adds more to it. And damn you, I should have knocked it into a bin. Now I've got 11 to knock into here. It's proper tough. The only real problem with this is the keyboard layout was just horrendous. Really is horrendous. And now I've got more to put in because I've just knocked that fish in there. I'm really rubbish at this. It's really annoying that they don't go straight in yet, the fish and things like that, the rotten stuff, the rotten food. I don't think I'd want anything out of this cook's kitchen. I think it would be a bad thing to have. But this is obviously Ashby Computer Graphics, is it? I always get that wrong. Or Computer Games. Graphics, I think it is. These guys made some of the best single screen games around. I mean, they did. They're responsible for Jetpack. They're responsible for Psst. They're responsible, obviously, for Cookie. They just really knew their stuff when it came to sort of games. And I've just died there, and I've not even made first level. I'm gonna have another go because I quite like that. But yeah, they made some of the greatest sort of Spectrum single screen games. Just a lot of fun, simple arcade things. This is the kind of thing you took turns with your mates on to see whether or not who got the highest score, and whether you got further levels and all this kind of stuff. This is that game. This is the one for doing that kind of thing. The reason, by the way, I'm kind of going downwards is that I love the way his hat comes off. Going downwards slightly there because I have to sort of point the direction he fires as we go. So when we go. Yeah, you stay there with your horrible creature. There's a little guy who comes out and fires the stuff around. I hadn't realised that. I think we've won. Yes, we have. We've cooked dinner. Now we've got to get fuzzies into dinner. It's the remnants of it must be 5 levels considering the way that they look. Oh God, nearly got me, little fuzzy dude. Don't get me, fuzzy dude. I'm getting. Oh, I'm running. Oh God, fuzzy dudes, get in there! I can't believe that. Okay. Oh, that's got in. Of course it has. I'd love to know what happens if you shoot that guy there, pops his head up. I missed 2. That's a shame. That's a shame. Simple concept, great little game, well designed. 16K. This, of course, also came out on the Sinclair brand. If I'd seen it back in the day, I would have definitely bought this one. It might have even beaten Hungry Horace to the table. Haha. See what I did there? So, I want to hit him. Oh, I'm really rubbish. Really rubbish at that. Yeah, it might. For me, it might just have beaten Hungry Horace to the game. Right. On we go. Let's try the next. Let's see what we can find on the next one. The next one should be Armageddon, which actually, funnily enough, made an appearance a couple of weeks ago. Thanks to Mel LaBelle. He'll be in the comments below, I'm sure. Mel had sent me a couple of tapes that he said these are never going to load. So we called them Devil's tapes. But when we discovered that one of them was very badly damaged, and yes, the pad had fell out of it. And there was just some nice metal bar, but I didn't really fancy that against the inside of my tape deck. So we moved on to sort of loading other games, and we did manage, as I say, to get Armageddon to load, which was kind of cool. I was quite pleased by that. That sounds like maybe our game. Let's just see if we can get this to load from the other tape deck. Put it in there, get a bit more sound on it, more volume. The thing about this is it's a tough one realistically. It's a tough one between a balance between loading them from something else and seeing whether it load from here. 0 bytes. Well, that's not it anyway, so we're okay there. got a little bit of a problem. When I press the stop button in this, it sometimes flips up the case. I think it's old. It's old, probably as old as easily. Well, no, it's probably not as old as the Spectrum itself, but it's a good old tape get deck that we've got here. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Let's see if this loads. Almost there. I'm bracing myself for this episode. It's one of these kind of things. This one feels. Last week was very, very positive in its loading. This one is not. Doesn't feel so good. Nothing's happening there. It's maybe the end of could have been the end of Armageddon. At the end of not Armageddon, but the end of. It sounds like specky loading noises there. Could have been the end of Cookie, that one. Let's see. Let's hope it is. Maybe. We'll see. One of those things. How did you get your first Spectrum? What was your sort of first Spectrum memory? I mean, as I say, mine was very much. It was really weird though in Woolworths. I don't know why, because it was one of the ones where you couldn't really see it properly. I used to love. There was a. Oh, there we go. That one's probably gonna load. Let's do. I knew it was gonna be load code though. Load code. Yeah, I mean, I used to love, there was a department store, like an old school sort of department store, one of those ones where you've got like haberdashery and all this kind of stuff, and they used to have a wonderful little tiny corner right in the middle of it all, so you had to go through the women's lingerie, which was usually the way, you know, women's lingerie and women's clothes. And just past the knickers was the Spectrum section. It was literally two shelves. And they had the games, and they always had a Spectrum setup, and they always had another computer of some sort. I would say Commodore, but I don't think it was. It was things like BBCs or Oryx and things like that. Really weird and sort of, you know, well, not weird, but some of them were quite not the common ones anyway. And they used to have a couple of machines set up, which were on televisions, which were set on these little 14-inch tellies. And it was the first place I ever played. First two things. I bought Checkered Flag there because it was the first place I ever played Checkered Flag, because Checkered Flag was on there and it was available to buy on the tape rack. And second off, it was the first place I played Jet Set Willy and went, that's a winner, but I can't afford it. So it was one of the first places that I kind of played those two things together. But yeah, it was a nice department store. It's just so weird. It's gone now. I mean, it's completely gone. I mean, the building itself is shut down, and we've everybody's kind of given up on the place. But you know, that unfortunately happens. So we got left, right, X is down. I think S is up, and A is fire, and then we need 6 for keyboard. Right. So this is basically this is Armageddon, which is basically a copy of Missile Command for the Spectrum, and it runs really, really well. Nice bit of machine coding, really fast, and really quick. I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't something stupid like 60 frames per second. I really wouldn't. It just kind of stop them hitting the cities. The cities are your lives, of course, and you've got your missiles to stop the strikes on your cities, and then any missiles you've got left at the end of it and end up as points, and obviously cities. So there we go. More cities are good. And you play so long, it becomes day or night. So we're kind of, this is the nighttime strike, I guess. I missed that one. Got to fire a little bit in front of it, and then it kind of hits the impact of the explosion. There's a special here. Let's get him a missile. And this one a missile. And that one a missile. And that one's going to miss. So that's okay. We're all good with that. There we are. It's a pretty good version, actually. I've got to admit, it's a pretty good version. I'm quite impressed with that one. Played it the other week, as I say, a couple of weeks ago. Just a little bit of a corker. Very playable. Ocean's version of it as well. 16K again. Don't know what date they came out. Some of them will have been Spectrum-y birthday times. I'm quite convinced of that. I know that Hungry Horse was one of the early ones out. It's not what I mean. I was watching an interview, funnily enough, this morning because obviously there's lots and lots of Spectrum stuff because it's Spectrum's birthday when I'm recording this, not actually the day you're getting this because I've just followed my schedule. Yeah, I was watching a thing with Clive Sinclair and they were saying who was the machine aimed at and whatever else it was, and it was like people who want to learn how to program. And what actually happened is it became people wanting a cheap games machine. You know, what they wanted, that arcade experience at home. They'd been playing these things, and that's what they wanted. So it wasn't quite what you wanted, Sir Clive. But do you know what? I don't think that makes it a failure. It just makes it something different to everything else. That's going to hit that base, isn't it? Taz has nuked it, I think. Oh, did they get one? I didn't realise they got one. They got two. Didn't even notice that. So this is daytime missile launching time. And there we go. 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 Oh no, I've lost another base. I didn't even notice it. Oh god. Boom. No! God, lost two there. Awful. Very playable though. Very playable indeed, this one. Look how quickly that moves. That's really good. Yeah, as I say, it won't be 60 frames per second. What it'll be 50, because it'll be British PAL, of course. So, say 50 frames per second. Either way, very, very quick. Very, very playable. It was a great era to grow up in, though. You know, most of my friends, I'll admit, most of my friends were Spectrum owners. We were living up north. We weren't fancy like these Commodore owners. I only had one friend with one. I've said this before when I was at school. I only had one friend with it. I only ever went round once. I probably was too poor for him. Probably went round to his palatial mansion. Obviously, we went to the West Wing, where he had his Commodore set up with all of the gear. But no, I'm kidding. You know, I only had one friend with it, and the only game I ever played, the only two, I think, did I play two games or just one? I think it was just the one. We played Bruce Lee. I remember thinking it was really brilliant, but didn't realise it was on Spectrum, so never got it. Because if I'd known it was on Spectrum, I probably would have got a copy of it, because it's absolutely brilliant. Because a couple of weeks ago, or was it last week or the week before, a couple of weeks back anyway, I finished it on this channel, on What's on the Tape. It was amazing. It was like 20 minutes of play, and were forced to watch me collecting lanterns, then finally collecting sort of, I think it's stars or something else you collect. I can't remember. And you collect those kind of things, and then it's all over. So I'm gonna guess this is the snooker from Vision. Maybe Vision snooker. I may need to do load code. No, it's called Slippery, so we're completely different to what's on here. That's good news, in a strange sort of way. I'm quite happy with that. Because that means that we've got interesting, different things ahead. Marvellous. Well, can't ask for more on What's on the Tape, because that's what it's called. Why it's called What's on the Tape. Oh, I love the coffee. It is the best. It is the best. I love the coffee. Anyway, so Slippery. This could be Slippery Sid. I've played this one before with Slippery Sid. It's kind of a version of Snake, where you go round the level collecting things as you go. The other games I got for my Spectrum, just going back to sort of the Spectrum itself, a little bit of love in here for the old Specky itself. Other games I got for the Spectrum, I remember, which kind of had huge impact on me, was Attic Attack. Attic Attack was one that I bought. I was quite small, and I bought Attic Attack. And I remember, this Slippery Sid, Silversoft game, quite good this one. I was quite small. I remember buying Attic Attack, and then sitting at home in front of the telly in the front room, playing on that until I could actually beat the first level. And I really used to really like that. So it was a good game. So what's the keys? Let's see if we can work out the keys. Right. So that'll be left. Okay, what's up and down? Game over, yes, I know. I'm pressing the key to begin. Level 1. Oh god, what's the keys? What is the keys? What are the keys? What are the keys? What are the keys? What are the keys? A and X, I think it is. That's it, got it. Right. So, if I remember rightly, have I meant to eat those? Yes, I meant to eat the frogs. So I've got to eat the frogs. Not eat that frog because he's poisonous, obviously. They're meant to be frogs. They look more slug-like to... not slug-like, more sort of like a mushroom frog to me. Damn, that wasn't nice. That appeared instant. I sort of ran into that. So we've got to eat the frogs, and obviously we get longer as a snake. I wonder what the first version of Snake was, and it won't be on a Nokia, that's for damn sure. And... there we go. Oh! What happened there? Don't know what happened there. Try it again. I want to finish at least one level. Come on. Slippery Sid. Not a bad little game, Slippery Sid, to be honest with you. Oh, God. And... that hand-eye coordination of mine, rubbish today. I don't think the mushroom flashing is good. Or maybe it is. I don't know. There we go. Level is complete. Next level. Sheet 2. Sheet number 2. Very weird. I don't think I'm pushing the... It feels like I'm not pushing the button. My Spectrum's been hacked. It is 2022. I'm breathing on it wrong or something like that. Slippery Sid. Oh no, it's bonus. Oh, I can eat the other ones. Oh, when I eat the magic mushroom, I can eat the other frogs. That's kind of cool. It means you can clear them out the way, I suppose, if they're in the if they're in the wrong place. Here we go. In here we go. Oh, into the wall. Trying hard there. Not a bad score. Let's go on. Let's see what else is on here. So yeah, one of the ones that really got me was Attic Attack. I used to spend a lot of time on that. I always thought that was a good adventure game, simply because not only you had you know your main character, you had 3 main characters with effectively special abilities to walk through various walls or various bits and pieces. So there was something more to Attic Attack than the usual. I do remember also getting Jetpack, but I don't remember where I bought it from or where I got it. I remember it was one of my favourite sort of shoot 'em ups. You could easily put Jetpack on and spend hours and hours and hours just shooting stuff, you know, and try and get through levels. I was always rubbish at it though. I don't know why. Even to this day, I'm not that good at it. I know a lot of people who are better than me at these things. Okay, so this is snooker. This is a very quick loading snooker. This was, if I remember rightly, this ends up. Does this not end up with Steve Davis's face on it at the end? This is the Visions version of it. I'm sure it ends up with Steve Davis's face on it. I always find it amusing, the story of Steve Davis, that after playing obviously snooker for a long time, he went off to play poker, and I think won his first tournament almost instantaneously. And if you ever remember Steve Davis, he wasn't known for being the most exciting man in the world. He must have bored them all to death, so they just gave him the money, I guess, in this poker tournament. Just was the most unexciting, a very unexciting person, very, you know, a professional clearly, but just not an exciting individual. So anyway, let's get this snooker on. Would you like? But yeah, go on then. This is the one where it's really slow when it moves. There we go. Right, I'm going to place the ball here. I don't know. That'll do. 0. Place it inside the... Yeah, okay. Space. There, okay. It's 9. And then I have to put it where I want it to go to, which is here. Push the power, and then pow. And the ball gets swung everywhere, and it has to calculate the physics on every ball as it moves. It's foul, 5 points. Yeah, it's not the most exciting of ones. That's you put it where it's going to be. Pow. Now that really should have rocketed everything everywhere when I did that, but it didn't really, did it? So let's see if we can get 1 point. Oh, got 1 point. 1 point break. Fantastic. What can I go for? Or do I have to choose what I want to go for? I'm going to go for the pink. There we go. Whack the pink. Boom. No points. Never really got into. I don't mind. I never really got into snooker. It's more. It's a bigger game. I was sort of pool kind of guy, realistically. And even then, that's like pool when you've had a few drinks, that kind of thing. You know, that kind of thing. That's how pool goes. Yeah, you know, a few drinks, the pool table's free. Give it a go. I do remember once I was playing with some friends. I mean, it amused me this, but I was playing with some friends. I was being, you know, and we'd had some few drinks and whatever else. This guy put down some money. He was like, he wanted to go. He put his 20p down or whatever else on the table. Oh, it's 20p's. Put them down. You know, could he get the next game against the winner? That's fine. I was like, yeah, no bother at all. So he put his 20p's in, and he put them in the thing. And I you know, he's like, could he break? And I'm like, yeah, fine. Smashes the pack, then proceeds. One goes down, and then proceeds to clear the entire table in about 3 seconds flat. Just thank you very much for the game, and then leaves. And I was like, there wasn't much of a game to that. I think all you wanted to do was practice clearing the table. I mean, I didn't even get a hit. There was none at all. Not a single hit. Not a single hit was mine. So we are getting Hunchback now. We are getting Hunchback. They managed to fit Slippery Sid in between. This is a hell of a tape. This is a monster tape. I may regret this because this could take us a while to go through all of this. But yeah, it's a bit of a monster of a tape. It's huge. It's huge. I don't know what Fruitcake is though. Anybody remember Fruitcake as a game? I don't remember Fruitcake. I really don't. Sorry, I'm looking behind me. They're still in there with the records. They're kind of hiding away in the record with the LPs. Isn't the story that goes with this Hunchback? I mean, it's got a fantastic cover, by the way. The cover is fantastic, but the beautiful comic book art. But isn't the story that goes with this, though? When they created this Hunchback, they actually created, like, it was bigger. The original author created a bigger game, and then they went, no, let's cut it in half and let's do two versions of it. I'm sure there's something about that. I'm sure somebody will know in the comments below, but I'm sure there's something about Hunchback, and either they halved the sort of time on it to copy the arcade game, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, the arcade game's the arcade game's the arcade game. But I think there was more. Obviously there was a second one, but there was more to it. I always thought the cover looked better than the actual game. I think this is the problem with the 80s and 80s sort of game covers. Sometimes the covers were more rock than they were rock, if that makes sense, you know. So it's like, you know, you get a picture of a demon tearing somebody's head up, and realistically within the actual game itself it's quite literally a 2 pixels butting each other or something similar, you know, against each other, and that's the demon having its head torn clean off. Yet there was a decent resolution on the Spectrum. It was capable of graphically producing some more interesting things. So I mean, it wasn't awful, if that made sense. It wasn't awful. I actually tried drawing something a while ago. There's a program called, I want to call it Metal Paint. I think it's called Metal Paint. And I wanted to use that because it allows you to draw with the same colour clash and other things that the Spectrum does. You know, i.e. more than 2 colours in one block kind of thing. You can't kind of overlap them. But I wanted to draw with it to do something, and I did all right to begin with, and then I realised that I'd got a huge area to actually work in. It's not that simple. It's not that simple at all. Doing Spectrum graphics. I did do quite a lot. You know, I liked programming back in the day, and most of my characters were the 8x8 pixels, which is a single character from the font on the Spectrum, or from the character set, should I say, but. Yeah, it's harder than it looks. To be honest with you, it's a lot harder than it looks. I thought it was easier. It's not. It's harder, definitely. Did you ever try any programming back in the day? Did you give it a go? That was one of the things I did, because obviously I had Horizon, and obviously I played a lot Through the Wall, and obviously I played a lot of Hungry Horace. And I used to just program. I used to program demos where it would make the screen flash, the border flash, the paper flash, the words come down the screen saying, you know, that I was the best, probably, or ZX Spectrum was the best, which is probably the way to go. The ZX Spectrum was the best. Program basic tunes from actual music, because if you read musical notes, there are notes within the Spectrum bleep range kind of thing, so you could kind of do that as well. So yeah, I used to do all of those kind of bits and pieces. Let's see if I can work out the keys. Right, there's a jump there. Let's not jump. What's jump? Come on. What's the controls? Right, those are the buttons for that. Need to know what the jump is. One for keyboard. I try to do this every time, don't I? So the annoying thing about the Spectrum is you've got there's a jump in here somewhere. Where are you? I almost hit it to begin with. Come on, where are you? Is it 0? It's not 0, is it? It's not something stupid like 0, is it? It's here somewhere. Come on, where are you? Is it caps? It's full stop. Full stop. I don't know why full stop works, but it works, so let's do it. So basically you have to just get to the bell, basically. So you're all poor old Quasimodo, and he has to make it to the bell because he's trying to save Esmeralda. Why did Esmeralda get locked up? Was it like they thought she was a witch or something like that? Was that the general gist of it? Was it like a witch thing again? I think it was, wasn't it? Was it? I can't remember. Was it an opera as well? No. Don't know. He used to live in Notre Dame anyway, and Hunchback of Notre Dame. That was his name, because they weren't so PC back then. So it wasn't. It was politically correct to call. Nope, missed it. Literally, that is so harsh. Oh God, I'm gonna have another go because I can definitely do better. Super bonus at the top of the screen. Super bonus. Super bonus. Doo-doo. And here we go. I can't step any further forward because... And then we have to jump on here. And then we have to jump on the bell. And we've got it. Another bell. There we are. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And then... boing. No! Stepped off the edge. So harsh. Really harsh. It's actually unbelievably harsh. I mean, I can't believe how harsh that actually is. No, did it again. Step too far. I'd be better off just walking to the edge and then jumping. That's what I'd be better off doing. Like I did here. And going like that. Like that. Like that. And like that. That's the one. Okay. Same difference. Same difference. And jump up. We've got it. What happens to that guy when he gets to that gap there? Does he get like get zapped in the ghoulies by these guys? There we go. And then doo-doo. Got that one as well. Probably better than I've ever done in this game, to be honest. Oh, that's not nice, is it? Oh, you're nasty. Oh no! Right in the buttocks. I was stabbed in the buttocks. Oh, got my name in. That's cool. It's probably the best I've ever done on that, actually, if I'm honest. End to end. There we go. There's Mandy, Pam, Richard Keys, and Paul Owens. Marvellous. Right, let's go down here. Let's see what's on next on the tape. This could be fruitcake, whatever the hell fruitcake is. I've never even heard of fruitcake. Sounds like an Amstrad CPC clone, and I don't mean that in a bad way. This just sounds a little bit like that could be what it is. Something strange from their repertoire of games. They did have some strange stuff out there. Let's see what this is. See if this will load. Thinking about it. We had a little surprise in there because they fitted in Slippery Sid, just for the hell of it. It's funny, I kind of get... I think it's because when I'm doing tapes, by the way, I get batches of them from people, and they tend to duplicate the games they have, like lots and lots of times, so you get like lots and lots of duplication of same things. Oh, fruitcake is a bites game. Right, okay, let's press break. There we go. Let's do load it. Extended mode code. Delete that. Extended mode code. Let's press this button and let's do fruitcake as another one with code. So it's all machine code is this one basically. Never heard of fruitcake. It's got a nice. It's got somebody's changed the loader. Oh. Oh. This is interesting. What's this? It's like loading and loading the game at the same time. I've never heard of it. Hall of Things. It's Hall of Things. Why is it called fruitcake? The Hall of Things, fruitcake. Why is the loader called fruitcake? So I've heard of this game. I have the original tape somewhere. It's a rather nice looking, sort of overall, a rather nice looking thing. This is a maze game where you have to make your way through the maze. Things trained by. I'm guessing this is the writer. Yeah, it's a rather interesting maze game. It's not bad, actually, at all. Martin... Horsley. Horsley, maybe. Horsley? Martin Horsley. Such a strange... A Neil Motter's Head. I like the loader. Interesting. I don't think I've seen this. I don't think I've seen this for a while. It's not turned up on any tapes for a while. So, but as I was saying before, what I do is because I get batches of tapes from people, they obviously like the same thing. So you often get like a game repeated on a batch of tapes. I do have a big box of these things that I'm working my way through. I've got quite a lot left, but I always keep my eye out for some. But people keep selling them for stupid amounts of money now on eBay. I don't know why. It's probably because I'm buying them for some reason. I ain't that rich, you know what I mean? I haven't got the money for all these things. I just want to pay postage basically for a bunch of tapes, and I'm not reselling them or anything like that. They're getting played. So, oh god, wow, this loader is really weird. I'm stopping that now. I didn't take any note of the keys, though. I'm an idiot. N M. I'm going to go up here. There's the names. This, I have to admit, I do like the level design on this. It's quite clever. There's my thing. It's like a roguelike, basically. How do I pick it up? There's a button to pick it up. Oh, I've mucked this up, chaps and chapesses. I've really mucked this up. I should have. There's the controls. Right, okay. NM ZX auto open, close, keep, sword is S. Shoot left, right, up, down with those ones. Lightning bolts, center, displace to settings, space. Wait for a sec. Oh, it does a randomized dungeon each time round. Very cool. There's my instructions. So I go up here and I go in this dungeon and S is sword. I'll wiggle my sword at them. I've been killed. Wow. That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm really impressed by that. I've got to pause for a second, and I'll be back in 1 second with you with a bit more specky goodness. So I'll see you soon. Hang on a second. Right, sorry about that. Back again with you. I know it was only brief in your point of view, but it was a little bit longer in my point of view. But anyway, right, okay, this is quite good. I quite like this. It's quite tough. There's a lot of keys, if I'm honest, but I quite like it. I quite like the sort of, I don't know, the level of detail with it. I definitely have this. It's a shame that, by the way, that it moves so fast though. It could do with going a little bit slower maybe. Let's have a push this way and go in one of these rooms here. So I pressed O to open. Was it O to open? Yeah, there we go. And then if I press C to close. No. Ah! Killed by a monster. Yeah, it's a bit harsh. We'll continue on. We'll see what else is on this tape. Let's go for it. Let's see what else is on here. So fruitcake turned out to be nothing that I had ever heard of before, so that's fair enough. Now we've got, in theory, this is Doomsday Castle. Now, was this the first one or was this the second one? Because there was The Pyramid, which was a fantastic game. And I don't know whether this is the second one. I think this is the second one. I think. I quite like it because it's the same character from The Pyramid, if I remember rightly. He's kind of it's kind of strange little man in a bubble with a machine gun, which is obviously what all bubbles have, machine guns. And we get this little man sort of machine guns things down to do something. I can't remember exactly what he machines guns down to do what. I quite like the fact that Bob Hamilton is still out there. He's still out there writing Spectrum games to this day. The ones I always remember, he's got some tractor one. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Tim the Tractor or something like that. Or Tad the Tractor or something similar. He's got some tractor games anyway, and he's got a few other ones. And he's still out there creating games, which is quite nice to know. I like to think that these guys who are out here producing these games, I like to think that some of them, made their millions during doing all of this, and that they're quite comfortable now, and they do these things for fun. That's what they like to do. So and yeah, they're nice and comfortable and happy, and all the other exciting things happen. I hope that Bob's exactly the same. But yeah, he's still out there creating games. He's still creating games for us, right back from the beginning to whatever else is. I wonder how young he was when he first started doing this. You might know. Put it in the comments below. But yeah, I wonder how old Bob was when he was originally creating his games, because they were all quite young. We were all quite young once. That's the thing. And they all started sort of these programs. They all started by creating games that at sort of a young age, and made their bedrooms to billions. I think it's to quote a TV show. Was that created by Andy Remick? Can't remember. He passed away recently, which was a bit sad. He was kind of a serious sort of member of the Spectrum community, or certainly the retro community anyway. But I'm sure that Bedrooms to Billions, that kind of thing, That's really what happens, realistically. It makes you wonder though about the fact that we've got a lot. We still have a lot in this country in the context of games development. We still have a wonderful tradition of creating and developing indie titles and major titles too. I mean, I think we should continue with that as a route. And I think that we're missing out if we're not doing that. We can make a lot of money as a country, which is going to be good for us all doing those exciting things. So. That was a very aside kind of conversation. I've still got my coffee. I'm still drinking my coffee, even though I wandered away for about 10 minutes there. It may be a bit cool now, so we'll find out what's a bit cool. Hang on. It could be worse. It's a bit cool. It's all right. We'll live with it. Hasn't quite got a skin on the top of it. Wow, this tape is so massive. I don't know if I'm regretting this now, but it is a massive tape. This is one of these. Brace yourselves for an epic kind of thing. It's still never going to beat 3 hours, but it's not going to be far off. It's not going to be far off. I suppose it's only fair though. It's birthday time, and these are the games. Some of the games that made the Spectrum. The Spectrum had so many games that went with it though. So many games that are still missing in action, so many things that were mail order only. I mean, there's some amazing things about this, realistically. I mean, nowadays there's digital distribution and all the other things to go with it. I still love a physical thing, though. Still gotta love a copy of something. The nostalgia that goes with touching a tape that you had all them years ago and opening that cassette up and having a look at that, look at that cover and whatever else it is. Oh no! Bob, we've crashed! Bob, we crashed! We crashed, Bob! Bob, we have crashed. We'll need to load you again, Bob. Let's do you again. Let's go again. Right, okay, let's do new. Let's pop this in. We'll see if we can find Doomsday Castle on the old PlayZX and get that working that way. Bound to happen. Let's have a look. Let's go find it on PlayZX. Let's see if it's there. Doomsday Castle. There we go, Fantasy Software, Doomsday Castle. Let's press load, and let's go for it. There we are, Doomsday Castle. I've got a copy somewhere handy. I'm sure it's got like a weird kind of tower on the front of it. That's a funny noise it made there. Yeah, it made quite a weird noise there. Yeah, bit weird that one. You sure about that? I'm sure it came in a pink cover as well, like a pink cover and like a tower-like castle on the front of it. It was kind of cool. It was very cool indeed. I love the sound the Spectrum makes when it loads data. There's something I noticed that. Did you see the advert by Pringles for it? Now on the Pringles advert, and I'm tempted to try this during our kind of episode here. There is the sound of a Spectrum game loading. Now I'm wondering whether or not Pringles has gone to the effort of actually loading a ZX Spectrum game or putting a ZX Spectrum game on the advert. So I wonder whether or not we try that. That could be kind of cool. Wouldn't that be actually awesome if they'd done that? Ooh, I'm very tempted now to try that straight after we've done this Doomsday Castle, to give that a go. We'll see if we can load it from here onto the Spectrum via the tape cassette player thing and see whether or not it actually loads something. So yeah, Pringles, the crisp maker, they did something to celebrate the Spectrum and it mentions things like no DLC, no microtransactions, no digital marketplace in the advert, and I'm like, absolutely damn right, that's the truth. That is the truth. We didn't have that kind of stuff. It's actually not entirely true. I do remember a game with effectively extra content. Yeah. There are at least a few anyway out there. There's not just the one or two I can think of here. How about Laser Squad? Laser Squad had extra missions you could buy via mail order. Lords of Chaos, you could do the same, and I'm quite sure that Space Marine and Hero Quest were the same. I think you could buy additional missions on cassette by a mail order from the whole thing in the first place. I'm pretty convinced you could, so it's quite impressive really that you could do such a thing. quite good, really. Quite good. Anyway, we're going to load Bob Hamilton's Doomsday Castle. It was the pyramid that was the one was my personal favourite. But these are proper little arcadey games. I quite like this. He also did was it Beaky, and there was one called Hitchhiker's Something or Other, I think, or Backpacker's Guide, which is like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but not quite Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I think it was Backpacker. That was definitely one of the ones that was there, and Beaky's Revenge or something similar. Wasn't very keen on that one, and I never got the other one to work. I think I've got a copy of it, but I've never, to be fair, I've never tried it off PlayZX, so I can't tell you whether or not it really is a worker or not a worker. But yeah, definitely an odd one, if that makes sense from that point of view. But it was great. The best thing about Spectrum games is the development time was quick. And at the end of the day, you could experiment. So you could try something different that somebody else might not do, and you could learn to do something that then would become the standard, or not the standard as time went on. It's just one of those things, isn't it? It's so weird that you know these things sort of exist in that way. Right, let's have a little look at the controls. And there's Q, A, O, P, and any key on the bottom. That works for me. Number 5. Right, okay, so C to play. So here's our little man, he's going in. I love the way there's a code. Now, I'm sure we have to shoot... That's it, I have to shoot the way through there to get to the diamondy thing. But I can only do that by shooting so many of these... Look at those aliens flying down the levels. Got a power thing there. I'm sure I've got to shoot so many aliens to make him fly up, and then I can shoot the ways in and out of the room. There's like a diamond thing there. I can only shoot this when he's not there. Is that right? No, that's not true. These are the doors to get out. Right, okay, so if I can shoot... Can I shoot that? How does this work? I can't remember. Something about shooting aliens allows you to shoot through other things. There. Right. Shot so many aliens I can shoot through the door to a certain point. That's fine. So I've got to shoot so many of these aliens dropping from the ceiling to get through to the next bit. It was always about shooting a number of things as the chap that's there. I love the way they smile when they sort of shoot. That's all I get to do because I shot that. Right, how many do I have to shoot of these? There's no key or guide to this. That's not working. I think if he shoots me, I'm stuck. Something about this that allows you to do something. I have to get in there and collect that diamond, I'm sure of it. Oh! Getting absolutely hammered. It is about shooting the aliens. My power's at the bottom of the screen, that's how much damage I can take, basically. Can't get hit once you can shot a few of these. You've got to shoot a few of these and then not get hit. Damn you. No, that's it. Right, something about shooting a certain number of these aliens. I've got it. I'm shooting a certain number of these aliens. We're all good. Don't know. I can't remember exactly what you're meant to do. There's something you're meant to do with this. Oh, put it in the comments below. I don't really know what it is. Hang on a second. I've been interrupted again. Hang on. I'll come back to you in a second. Hang on. Sorry about that. I got interrupted by the doorbell going, the dog barking, and children needing dealt with. It's just life, isn't it? Anyway, I'm still actually survived. Look at this. I'm still survived after all that. I've literally been away for ages and I'm still survived. I don't have to tell you how much life you get within this game. But it is tougher than it looks, if that makes sense. It really is a tough-looking game. I'm not sure Not sure what I have to do to kind of get this guy. I think he turns a different colour. See, I've managed to shoot enough of them that I've gone out and now I've exploded. I'm dead. Oh, well, it's all over. Never mind. Yes, it's not a bad little game, but I can't remember how to play it and what I'm going to do. Put it in the comments below. You know the score. You know the score. You know how it works. You tell me what I've done wrong this time round. It's always amusing. Okay, let's have a little look at this next and see what's on the tape next. It does say it's track A, which probably means it's a train game. There's a game called is it the train game or is it something similar? It's basically a game about train tracks, and you get to change the tracks depending on which way you want to go around it. It's quite good actually from memory. It's not a bad game. It has featured on its own video within my thing. I'm sure it's called the train game. It has a lovely sort of old-fashioned sort of 20s style train with a sort of very ornamental sort of look of it. Ornate. There's the word we're looking for. Ornate. An ornate look to it. Kind of quite fun to sort of look at and do. So that may be next. I don't know. We've got some odd things coming up on this. We've got this track A, B, T-Sat, T-Bat B. I don't know what that is. Don't really know what that one was. Bowls or Bowls, as I said earlier. Puzzle, Pitman 7, Galaxians, Ardidums, Pterodactyl, and Jet Set Willy. Now, I'll be interested to see whether Jet Set Willy actually loads, and whether it's a hacked version, or whether or not we have to put the code in to get there. Remember last time round I did Jet Set Willy, we had the right typer code, which you need to put in under the stairs, and there is even a speedrunning attempts that are applied to that right typer code, which is really weird actually, if you ask me. That exists, but of course it does. So that's a good start. That's what we like, a bit of R-tape error. Was there any more data on there? Was there any more sound? I'm just listening. Hang on. No, it's just gone dead. Very dead. There's another load there. Well, if this is track B, we'll go with track B, and I'll tell you why, because it doesn't make any difference. They're basically the same game, slightly different tracks, so track designs. So you're not really missing out on anything if you go with track B rather than track A, if that makes sense. So they're kind of the same thing. So I'm okay bypassing this one, because if it is what I think it is, then I'm okay with that. Let's see. Track B. That's fair enough. We'll go with track B. As I say, same sort of thing, same sort of, just a different loop around it. And the aim of the game is to make the trains not crash into each other by changing the tracks. So you change the tracks by pressing basically A to Z on the keyboard, and that basically unlatches switching points. So you're basically the guy doing the switching points. It's hard work because you have to work out which one they're going to next. I guess with practice you would get it. You'd soon know which ones to switch at which time to change them all around. But you have to switch them all so that they go from a station to a station, I think it is. So it's not a bad game. There we go. Quite a quick one. So there we go. So you can see there's on the screen there's top to say top left you've got C, D, A, E, F. I, G, J, so basically they're all round the same sort of places. So press level 1, and we basically have to get some people from a train station to a train station. So I'm gonna have to press C's okay, D's okay. It's going in a little loop at the moment. So what I want to do is D. No, I don't want D. I want C, and I want A. And I want B. B's going nowhere. We're all in trouble here. Look, it's going to crash. Oh, B comes out there. Oh, right. B goes underground. I didn't realise that. B is not an end in its own right. Huh. Okay, if I press F, that should change our direction here. And then we press D. Now, that's actually going in a loop, I think. There we go, it's picked up somebody. now got somebody on board. And where does B come out? It comes out there. So if I press O, P, no idea. You can also lose by the number of train stations that are involved in this as well. Yeah, that's it. Too many people at that station there. It says at the bottom of the screen, it flashes. Yeah, it's not an awful game. It's just a bit tough. I mean, it's a good puzzle game. Realistically, it is. It's a nice little puzzle game that gets things going round. And the aim of the game is to obviously to move those train carriages from one end to the other and do that. When you put it on the hard levels, there's a lot more train carriages, if that makes sense. There's a lot. You can have more train carriages on the whole thing. Let's do load and let's see what we've got next. Which should be this T stat, B stat, whatever it is. I don't know what this is. I mean, we had one called Fruitcake before, which turned out to be the whole things. I suppose that's the loading name for it? Maybe that's what they wrote down. They were loading it, and they were like, oh, we've got Fruitcake. I mean, not Fruitcake, whatever it is. So it didn't, yeah. Strange. Would help if I press play on the actual tape deck as well, though. What a day I'm having. It's everybody coming around to congratulate me on the 40th birthday of the Spectrum before coming around to pet my Spectrum. Oh dear. Do you know what I find amusing about this is about the whole because at the moment obviously retro gaming has had a real sort of comeback. I mean, we've had lots of minis. We've got the A500 minis. We've got the C64. I'm even going to include the Vega in that, which kind of was very early days of it, of the mini return almost. And we've had lots of minis and all these other things, and lots of retro stuff that's yeah, there you go, T-backed B. No idea what that is. Anyway, but we've had a lot of revival of these sort of systems and whatever else. As a result, people think that when they've got a Spectrum 48K Plus, that it's worth the same as a Spectrum toast rack, because they think they're one and the same thing. So you get these mad adverts where they're putting like £300 down for it, or or £500 with a complete collection of checkered flag and maker chip and all these other things. And you know what? It's really weird because there are some good groups out there like Sinclair for Sale where they're doing reasonable pricing on things. They're not trying to. There's nobody seems to be getting a hit for sort of real world price rather than what people think they're worth on eBay kind of price. I mean, I picked up recently, and it came from the post the other day. I picked up recently Rocky from Gremlin Graphics. Now, Rocky is this was the first release of the game before it became Rocco, because there was a licensing issue obviously with the movie Rocky. So it became Rocco. So this is one of the first releases. This is one of the ones where it still said Rocky, and it's in and I would say it was in a mint condition or minty condition. It was certainly very good. It's in good shape and good nick for its age. And it was really inexpensive from Sinclair for Sale. It was £15, and I think it was £15 well spent. I genuinely don't. I'm not going to argue with that, but I'm sure if I'd gone on eBay, it would have been £150. This is the strange part about it. I don't think I could actually buy it from eBay. I find eBay very, very difficult sometimes. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, and sometimes the pricing's just so off. It really is. I mean, I was looking for the double play adventures. That's what I'm really looking for. The text adventures, the double play ones, and they popped up the other day from one of my favourite sellers, and he was selling 6 of them for £25, and I was like, oh, I missed it, and I really was quite gutted really that I'd missed it, because I kind of like those, and I've realised how many of them I'm actually missing now. I don't think there's a massive number of them, but Birds and the Bees, that'll make sense. Birds and the Bees. The Birds and the Bees. I'm sure somebody else knew that. Matthew Smith, one of his early games. Right, okay. Press any key to play. I wonder what the keys are. The Birds and the Bees. Computer graphics by Matthew Smith. Graphics aided by Matthew Smith. Aided by. It was written by somebody else. Adrian Sherwin. There we go. Compatible with current micro speech. I've got one of them. Right, let's press the key. Up. What's left and right? What's left and right? So, first I've got to avoid the birds. I know I've got to do that. Okay, that's not a good start. Brown blah. Okay, I've got the keys. It's the I've got a set of keys anyway. So I'm not sure what I'm meant to do. Bug bite. Yep. I'm a bird. I'm a bee, not a bird. I assume I've got to land on the flowers. Yes, I've got to make the flowers excited by. This is exactly how the birds and the bees work. It's not what anybody else tells you. This is exactly what birds and bees do. The birds and the bees. I think there's a little scanner at the bottom to show me which flowers I have to touch with my bee bum. There we go. I'm gonna pollinate these. Sugar, get away from me, you horrible birds. Let's see if we can go this way. Can we go this way? No, I can't. We've got to go and pollinate these things, or I've got to go land on them, get the pollen, take it back. I'm guessing to the hive, and I guess that's all over. Right, pressing the key to begin. I'm going to press the key, and I'm going to go get some flowers, get some flowery action, and I'm going to fly back to my hive. I'm not going to get too greedy. I'm going to get what? Don't be greedy. One more. That's it. So I've got some bee goodness. And I've been eaten by a bird again because I'm rubbish. The birds are actually the thing on the tracker below. I didn't realise that. That's what they are. Right, okay. Get some of that. Get some. Get some. Come back and avoid this bird. Down, down, down. Stay low. There we go. That's it. Stay low. Watch out for the sun that's moving across the sky. There's another bird there. Let's get back to our hive. And pop in some honey goodness. That's it. It's been landed. We've got 3,000. Avoid these birds. Let's see what we've got. Birds and the bees. Who knew? I didn't. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. What's that bird doing to that flower there? It's touching it inappropriately. Leave it alone, birdie. Right, okay. And here comes the crazy ones now. Let's get underneath him. There's up above him. I'm just looking at the map below. Let's go for it. I'm feeling good about this run. I was going slower because I've got loads of pollen on board. I'm pollinating and pollen covered. Uh-oh. Here's the chuffing crazy bird. Here we go. Do you know some of this is what a hell of an episode of What's on the Tape. Upstairs I can hear my wife screaming because I think she's just been attacked by a gigantic spider. Yes. No. Missed it. It's running around upstairs. She's shouting, quick. Get the spider. Oh my god. Oh. You can't make up this episode. I can't make up this episode. It's just not happening. It's just screaming and shouting going on. It's probably like it's probably just tiny. It's probably a little spider. An ickle spider. They're laughing their heads off about it upstairs. It's just ridiculous. Right, okay, enough Birds of the Beast. Let's move on, see what else is on this tape. So we've got Birds of the Beast. We have bowls, apparently. Bowls. Have you ever seen the movie Black Ball? Black Ball? Black Ball? Is it Black Ball? Black Ball. I think it's called Black Ball. With, I can't remember his name. He plays a character called Noel Starkey. And it's bowls, man. Bowls. You know, and the average age of a sort of a bowls player is an octogenarian. You know, the sort of in the 80s. So it's quite a good movie, actually. I quite like it. It's quite fun. It's stupid, but it's quite fun. It has Johnny Vegas in it as well as his best mate, you know. And they're painters and decorators, and they become serious sort of bowls player and players. It's ridiculous. There's a ridiculousness to it that's quite fun. So as a complete aside, I have played lawn bowls before myself. I'm not quite an octogenarian. Wasn't very good at it. Required a lot of alcohol. So it was quite fun. Lotus. What's Lotus? Lotus. Oh, no idea what this is. Quite excited about this. I don't know a game called Lotus, to be honest with you. I'm not sure about it. I can't believe they're up there screaming about that still, by the way. They're still debating the spider. And I believe they've dealt with the spider now. Dealt with the spider. Lotus Soft. I've never heard of Lotus Soft, or have I? Spectrum... What's that? Bowls. Spectrum Bowls from Lotus Soft. I wonder if that's on... I wonder if I can find that. Spectrum Bowls from Lotus Soft. Let's see if I can find Spectrum Bowls on the PlayZX, because I don't think that's going to load. It doesn't look good, does it? Spectrum Bowls. Can't spell bowls. It's more like balls. Oh, Lotus Soft Spectrum Bowls. I found it. Let us install. Let's install. Well, it's kind of installing, aren't we? We're loading it into memory. Load. Did it? Spectrum Bowls. Let's do it. Let's do the Spectrum Bowls. This sounds like it's going to be great. Pitman 7. It's not a true story one. That's not. I mean, obviously it's a game, but I'm sure it's a horrible. Realistically, it's a horrible story of a mine disaster and the men being left in there. Unfortunately, it features some. So at this point in time, what we would call some very racial stereotypes in the loading screen, and certainly the other things. But it was over time, I'm afraid. So that's it. It's not an excuse. It's just over time, but yeah, it was. I'm sure it was to do with a mine in South Africa, so it's kind of even worse, realistically, that it holds these stereotypes. Realistically, there we go. Spectrum Bowls, a very quick loader. It literally has a loading screen, so it must be a 16K game. It's literally has a loading screen, and then it's almost loaded, and almost there. I think they've lost the spider now. They've lost the spider. It's Horace and the spiders. They should remember the Horace and just the anti-ceramide. That was what it is. Anti-venom, wasn't it? Anti-venom serum. That's what they had. I'll get them. They can jump holes in the spider's web later and jump on some spiders' heads. It'll be funny if it's going in my daughter's room. It'll be even funnier. She won't be happy. Lotus Bowls. Lotus Soft. I think actually I have something by these guys. I can't remember what it was, though. I was very keen to put a game, a lunar lander game on the whole thing, and sort of and get that where you have to kind of land this lunar thing and then pick things up from there. Right, okay. Let's just do M for a match. Do you want instructions? Yeah, probably best. You are at the mat. Your computer will place the jack. Yeah, okay. Choose my colour. I want to be number 1. A number of shots left printed on the screen. Cool. Use the cursor keys to go to the right. Yeah, okay. 5 to go to the left. That's fine. And enter to lock. And B to bowl. That looks good. No, I don't want the instructions again. Very exciting. End number 1. Right, oh, actually you play ends, don't you? That's it. So we've thrown the ball out. The jack, should I say. Use the cursor keys. Right, okay. Oh, I've got my little arrow there, look. Gonna give it a little bit, gonna put some curve on it. I'm going to put some weight on it. I'll put 20 on it. And here we go. Beat the ball. This is balls, man. I can't really see that on the screen, but it's there. Right, okay. So the closest one to the jack at the end of the turn is that thing. Space to enlarge. Alright. Okay, computer's going to go for it. Go on, computer. Or is it not a computer? Oh, it's basically me versus me. Right, okay. Enter. I'm going to put 35 on this. Give that a full whack, and hopefully it won't go in the thing. Beat the ball. There's the curving in, and it's off. It's off the back. It's into the gully at the back. Right, okay. Graphical representation. I'm still winning. Because the one in the gutter does exist. It's still important, because a gutter ball can be still a winner, you see. If you didn't know that. It's a weird thing. That's what I'm saying. It's a weird game. Let's do 29. 29. Let's get this there. Beat the ball. Oh, it's perfect. I've knocked the jack, but I think I'm closer to the ball. Let's do space for the thing. I'm closer now. Can't believe I'm getting excited about bowling. I'm excited about the bowling. Look, we've had enough bowling. Let's go on. Let's press escape. Oh, it is slow. It's a. You can't list though. That's interesting. Weird. Right. Okay. Let's go on. Let's go on from there. Do you know something? When they're bright green like that, it kind of blows out my eyeballs. My eyeballs kind of feel a bit funny when it goes back to being white. I don't know about you when you're watching it, but when I have those screens that are all white like that, just ugh. It's actually got into the program, so it's just a loading screen and then the program of bowls. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Right, next one's called Puzzle. So hang on, I don't know whether to let that load or not. To be fair, for the 30 seconds it's going to take, it's probably worth letting it load. Yeah, might be worth letting it load for those 30 seconds. Yeah, so weird. Okay, it's longer than I thought it was going to take. I thought it was going to be quicker than that. There we go. Yeah, so it actually did load in the end. So it was only the loading screen that didn't load. Right, okay, let's press break. Oh, dear. Tickle there. Right, let's press the play. And we've got the next one to go. So this should be whatever this particularly strange game is now. Right, what we got? So this is one called Puzzle, as I say. I'm not sure what puzzle's going to be. It just says Puzzle. It seems that the person who wrote the cover for this literally wrote the first name that appeared on this tape. I suspect Alan, as his name was at the top there, didn't actually know what was on his tapes, so he just basically went with whatever he could sort of click on, kind of thing. So yeah, a bit of an odd one, realistically, this one. So I'm hoping I've remembered to do a bit of recording in the beginning of this, that there was where I swapped over between each individual section, because it's just like a third part of it. It's really weird. I hope there's no gaps. That's what I'm hoping. I haven't left any gaps as a result of that. But yeah, Puzzle. This could be something so simple as like a puzzle game, if that makes sense, in the sense of Sudoku type thing. No, hang on, this is Phipps, whatever it's called. Phipps Associates. Do I want instructions? I suppose I better say yes. Provides fascinating two-dimensional problem ideally suited for a video display. Enhanced version includes on the advanced version of the original ZX81 game included the options to solve the puzzle various ways. I'm already bored. Oh God. Oh. Yeah, it's the colour sliding game. Yeah, slide the puzzles about till you create the same thing in the top corner. I hate slider games. I bloody hate them. I don't know what it is about them, but I never liked them. When we had them as a kid and they were like came in Christmas crackers, bloomin' hated those things. They're just pointless. Yes, I see that. Right. Now it's just going to move it around while I play. Yeah, I know. Don't stop. I'm probably quite clever on the ZX81, but not so much fun, I don't think, on the ZX Spectrum. It is so much more with the ZX Spectrum than this sort of stupidity. Yeah, I know. I've got it. Thanks. Here's the puzzle. Press Enter key to continue. Alright, okay, now it's shifting them all around. I've like seen this puzzle move around like 20 or 30 times at this point. Oh, God. And then you use the cursor keys to slide the bloody thing around. Yeah, I know, I've seen. Come on, let's push the button. Why is it doing... I'm bored. 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 You can keep your FIPS program. Bored already. I'm moving on. Moving on. Come on. Load it dip. Moving on. Bored with that. I think that's what happened last time we played that for the bloody FIPS thing as well. Oh, sugar. I forgot to stop the other tape. While I was doing that, I forgot to stop the other tape. Here we go. Hopefully this is it. There you go, Pitman 7. So as I say, this is I maybe not got the same things, but the cover certainly had some racial stereotypes on it, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a game about escaping a mine after being sort of, I think it was collapsed or fell down or whatever else it is. And as I say, I think it's based on something that I don't know. Put in the comments below if you remember what it is. I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find out what it was. Do a bit of searching on the old on the whole thing. So I'm sure it's a South African mine. though. That's the general gist of it. So, coffee, whatever's left of it, it's got a skin on the top of it. It looks bad, so we'll still do it. It's still a nice coffee. It's just a bit cold. Ow, that's not good though. That's a bit cold, but we'll live. We'll live. We'll see. It'll see us through to the end of this. He says, considering there's another 5 games to go, another 4 games to go. We'll see. We'll see how we get on with them. To be honest with you. I don't remember it being a particularly good game. This one. I think it was all right, but it wasn't brilliant. If that makes sense. It wasn't the best. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Gilligan's Gold, which is obviously an arcade conversion of Bagman, which is a fantastic French arcade machine, and it's not often that we Brits commend the French, but I'm going to commend the French on Bagman because it was a good game, to be honest with you. You're escaping. I think you believe in the original Bagman, you're an escaped prisoner, and you're trying to kind of grab your gold that you stashed in a mine. Again and get away with that gold. I think in the Gilligan's Gold, you're Gilligan and you're trying to steal the gold from the bad guys. I don't know. There's a slightly different story affair with the whole thing, but not an awful story affair. But it's the slightly better story affair that comes with the whole thing. So oh God. We've crashed. Let's see if we can load it from the tape version of the PlayZX version. I think we're starting to get to that point in the tape where the point in the tape where we're getting more crashes than we are getting loads at this point. This is the major issue with what's on the table on occasions. So let's just do that. Let's do where are we? PlayZX. Get that open. And let's find Hitman 7. Oh, hang on. We've got fresh coffee. We've got fresh coffee. Bracing ourselves for fresh coffee. Oh, yes. Another bucket of fresh coffee. Here we go. That's what we need. That's what I needed. Another fresh coffee. Anyway, right. Okay. So, I've just found Hitman 7. I'm just moving coffees around. Sorry. I just found Pitman 7, so let's just push the play button there. And let's go for it. Thank you for my coffee. This is Pitman 7 1.1. Not sure what the difference is. Maybe it's just the harder version. 7 point. There's a little extra half pit, little point 1 of a Pitman extra in this one. I don't know. Something like that. So we got that. I'm quite pleased actually. Nice warm coffee. Was ready for a nice warm coffee. To be honest with you, it's a nice addition to the nice addition. Oh, that was a lovely cup of coffee. There we go. Nice warm cup of coffee. It has been a bit of an epic episode, this one. So if you've stuck with me, thank you very much. If you've got a Spectrum, please stroke it today. It's day after. It's the after party today for the ZX Spectrum. So be delicate with it. It probably wants some aspirin and some was it Alka-Seltzer or something like that. Something to settle its stomach with. There used to be an after something or other. You used to have like an after sort of drink for when you've been out drinking excessively. I mean, you got to remember who the ZX Spectrum's father was. It was Sir Clive himself. He was a proper party man. He'd be down the old clubs in wherever it was, dancing the night away. Some young lady on his arm. Yeah, Sir Clive, the old dog. R.I.P. Rest in peace to Clive. He'd made it to. Was it last year? He made it to. I think it was, wasn't it? It was. I don't think he was that old though either, was he? I don't think he was quite as old as I think he was. So, Sir Clive and his devices changed the world realistically. A lot of his miniaturization certainly changed the world. It's changed the way that a lot of people did things, and I think he had a huge effect on a lot of companies trying to make things. Miniaturization was a major part of his ethos. He wanted to miniaturize things, and as much as people might laugh at the Sinclair C5, the C5 probably spawned every mobility scooter that you've ever seen. It's probably the C5 that was the idea that started the idea of the mobility scooter. And in fact, he'd be delighted nowadays that there's so many electric cars coming along. I guess maybe not how he would have done them, but definitely there would have been. Can you imagine a Sinclair car if they got to that level? It would have been something else, wouldn't it? He'd have probably made them convertibles just in the UK permanently, Just because he could. That's the kind of man he was. He could do whatever he liked. Leave him alone. Do what he wants. Convertible C5, car. Oh, lovely coffee, brilliant, best thing ever. It's almost here. I can feel it. It's almost loaded. Pitman 7, Galaxians, Ardidums, and Pterodactyl to go. Oh, and Jet Set Willy. Can't beat Jet Set. It's actually almost app, isn't it? Jet Set effing Willy. That's what it is. That's what they said. There we go. Pitman 7. Yeah, something to do with a mine there. Yeah, here we go. There's been an explosion. That's it. I knew there was. The Republic of South Africa. In South Africa. A South African gold mine. There we go. I actually think it's. I do think this is sadly many of the feared dead. Many feared trapped. Yeah. Scenario. You were the chief rescue officer in a gold mine, and your underground explosion has caused the two groups of 7 pitmen to be trapped in on Gallery 5. You are responsible for controlling the movements. You see these strange things, isn't it? Political games at the same time. Your rescue drama is in two phases. Hazards in phase 1 are rolling rocks which are cascading through all the galleries before disappearing into the bowels of the earth. Being hit by one of these rocks means certain death, depending on your success. Phase 1 you may be permitted to go to the phase 2 and try and combat the hazards of the drifting pockets of deadly gas. My god. Yep, so these are the rocks, these are your men. What's the keys? Phase 2, yep. Keyboard layout, Q, P, up, yeah. Oh my god, I forgot this. And I and, oh god, I forgot how naff these keys are. Drop. And gas suit. Wow. Hang up gas suit N. T to play. 1. I'm not going to get to those levels. So here's our little pitman. It's kind of do. How do I climb that? Okay. Don't think I've ever got out of this. Hey! Got one out! Never done that before. Rocks. Oh, there's a button to hang from the roof and I didn't do it. It's a very weird game because, as I say, it's quite I guess political, really, with its nature. I guess it's always been a bit of a weird one for me. This one, I never really. It's tough as well. The keyboard controls are just atrocious. The positioning of the keys is just is mind-numbingly painful. I can't even believe I managed to get one person out, considering how fast it moves. And it's a bit mind-numbingly painful in the way it kind of works. I guess those are the gas suits there. I got 2 out. Ready for performance report. This is only level 1. Yeah. Peter play again. Is that the same level? Yeah, it's the same level. I didn't make it. You've got to make all 7 of them out to do the whole thing. I'm not going to play on. I'm going to go to the next game and we'll try the next one. We'll see what the next one does. Let's see what the next one's like. Let's do it. So, here we go. Press this button. Press this button. This could be still Pitman here a bit. Yeah, it's the machine code for it. So we'll fast forward a bit and we'll move on and we'll hopefully get to Galaxians. I like a bit of Galaxians. I like a bit of a shoot 'em up. There's some cracking shoot 'em ups on the Specky. I think this is still part of Pitman, to be honest, because there's like another second screen loading thing when it does that loading screen. Yeah, it's loading screen. Here we go. Bit of a gap now, so we're ready for the next part of it. As I say, thank you for joining me. It's been very nice. It's got Spectrum Hero on Twitter. Gave me a bit of a shout out to yesterday. I thought it was quite nice of him. Very pleasant person. I would say male or female, but I can't tell. I'm going to assume male because it says hero rather than heroine. So this needs to be load code. A bit of load code going on for Galaxians. It's been a big one, this one. I knew it was going to be a big one. Next week, though, we have Command Conflict Command, one of the two anyway. It was sent to me by Daryl. Thank you, Daryl. And he sent me that along with a whole load of other compilations which you've seen during this season, and he sent me that one. He sent me this one along as well, and it's just honestly, I'm quite looking forward to playing it. It's only 4 games, but they're four pretty good ones, to be honest with you. So we'll spend a bit of time on it. I'm looking forward to playing Green Beret, because that's one of my all-time favourites. That's another Spectrum game that I got when I was a kid. I remember really enjoying that. That and Finders Keepers. I don't know about you, but budget title-wise, I mean, there's some good budget title games out there, but Finders Keepers really struck me. There's 2 mazes to it, and I could complete it, but it was a bit weird, really. It was like there was like more than one way to complete it, and in the sense of, I think you could do other things, couldn't you, to complete it? There wasn't just a escape the maze and you've won the game. There was other things to it, but there was all kind of weird items and things like that. And obviously the little Magic Knight that featured within that then went on to do Nighttime and Spellbound and a number of other sort of games which are really, really good. But for me, originally, Finders Keepers was just amazing. I really loved the cover, this little sort of bulging nosed fella, and it was just good fun. 1 player. What were the keys? There we go. Brilliant. Oh, what a good version. Gotta love a bit of Galaxians. I think I need to look at my keyboard, by the way, because it seems to be moving left and right by itself, and I'm not doing anything. See how it's moving? A little bit jerking around. Ah! Lovely bit of Galaxians. I hate the way they come down the screen. Damn you! 2 little firing shots there. Horrible. Horrible. Yeah. Yes, very good. Love a bit. I say Galaxian just can be the Spectrum was very good at doing these sort of single. You got to remember that a lot of these arcade machines of this type, for instance, Galaxians and others, would quite often use the Z80 processors themselves. They were using cheap processors to achieve it, but they obviously had they could also do the hardware configurations that were involved in doing the whole thing. But they were, and the Spectrum obviously as a result is kind of almost the perfect platform to put one of these games onto, or to fit these kind of games too. So I kind of like these games. I think that they're really nice. I'm gonna try and work out where he's going to come through the screen. There, got you. Another screen full. There we go. Basically Space Invaders. That's basically what it is. But it's Galaxians. So but the Spectrum was pretty much perfect for this kind of stuff. They were all running some small processors, and those old original arcade games, they're pretty much at home on the thing. I mean, this is a really good conversion of the you know, and the look and the feel of it for the Spectrum. It really is. You can't go wrong with this one. In fact, I would actually, I don't think I've got this in my collection. I should really get a copy of it. I can find it. It's probably quite an expensive one. It'll be a 16K game as well, I would say, from the nature of it, the length of the load, and all the other things that went with it. It has featured before, but it's just a really little. It's a really nice little That's Me Dead. All over, game over, decent score. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a really decent little looking game. It's really, really fun. So I can't say any more than that. It's Galaxians and it works well. Right, okay, on to the next one. Galaxians. There's Galaga, Galaxians, and Space Invaders all kind of fit into that beautiful category together. And Galaga 88 is a lovely add-on to the original Galaga sort of range. That was the one that came a little bit later, obviously. But again, very much, a lot of these are very much still up the Spectrum street, you know, in the nature of the way they work, especially those kind of things. Those sort of shooters are very much the Spectrum street. Right, okay, so what we got next? We have, in theory, our Diddums. A game where I cannot work out what the hell I'm meant to do. Everybody keeps telling me in the comments that these things will... When I pick up these bits on the... Is this the same one or is this the Teddy one? Oh, I can't remember now. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's you play a teddy bear and you're meant to make these stairs to get out of the box you're in, so you've got to use these blocks to get yourself out of a box. So imagine you're in a toy box and you've got to climb out. You've got to use like wooden blocks to climb out. Everybody tells me that it's really simple. This is a simple game there, where realistically I just need to get all these things, and I think they're meant to lock into place themselves. But I can't get bloody work. I've never got out of the first box. I spend ages trying to climb out of this bloody thing, and it never happens. I've not got it. I should watch some videos on it at some point, but I've never got it. I've never managed to get out of the thing. So. Oh, coffee is the best. It really is. I love a bit of coffee. That's the second one of the episode. Oh, our tape error. Knew it was coming. We're our tape error and everywhere. Bound to happen at this point. We're getting to that. As I said to you before, we're getting to that point in the game, the thing where we're all looking at. It's all looking a bit sort of a bit difficult. Sort of getting a bit difficult to do. Our Diddums 16K. Wow, was that all? Wow. 16K our Diddums. Load it. Imagine Software. It's one of the smaller cassettes that they did. Did they kind of start with the smaller ones and work their way up to the big ones? I think they did, didn't they? They kind of got themselves a reputation for being a quality designer, but then they were all very flash, weren't they? As well, they were with their Ferraris and all the other stuff that they had. Was it Liverpool they were based in? I can't remember. It wasn't Manchester. I'm pretty sure it was Liverpool. This is the company that went bust by effective. Well, did they go bust? I don't know. Somebody got rich anyway along the way and had some fun, but I don't know whether they went bust or more a case of they weren't responsible for a lot of ideas of vaporware. Weren't they the Bandersnatch company? They were the ones that suggested this game was going to exist. The one that obviously Netflix went and created a Choose Your Own Adventure for, and then got sued for, and I think it's still there. There is another Spectrum or another one where you get to see a sort of pseudo Spectrum sort of thing at the moment called Choose or Die on Netflix. It is a horror. It's not one of the better ones. It's okay. It's not brilliant. It's stylized. There's sort of a Spectrum at the beginning. And then the most unrealistic part, of course, is the part where an American offers cash for a Commodore 64, and we all know that's a lie for a start off. He's never going to offer cash for a Commodore 64. It's not going to happen. Anyway, where are we? Let's get this our Diddums going. Our Diddums, press any key. 1983. Yes, this is the one. This is the teddy bear game. So that's up and down. What's down? That's left and right. How do we pick up this stuff? So, right. Okay, do you see what I mean? There's a one up here. Is that a yellow one that I'm meant to put at the top first? How I'm meant to pick this thing up? I have no idea. I'm going to pick these things up. So I'm meant to... Ah, right, I've got it. I don't know how I did that. So you see how these are like stairs? So I'm meant to make stairs out of these things. I have no idea how I picked that bloody thing up now. So annoying. Ah, there we go. Right, so I've got shoes. I don't want a shoe. I don't know what shoe does. Right. So I've got... Look, that looks like yellow, yes? Would you agree that's a yellow? Right. So my theory being that you get these blocks. How am I going to tidy these things? He doesn't want that. You don't want that. Oh, what the hell is going on? So you put... And then I'm meant to be able to teddy bear my way out of this bloody place. Instead, all of my stuff and got popped out. I don't know what I'm doing! That says pink. Right, okay, so that's... Hang on. So that one's wrong. That's wrong. Put that over there. Looks like it says pink at the bottom one. So let's put a pink one at the bottom. There's pink for pink. Right, okay. Is that cyan for cyan? Was that green that I needed to be in the middle here? And then yellow for the top. Looks like yellow to me. I don't know what I'm doing. Everybody says this is a great game. There's a guy down here who doesn't like anything. He just gets excited, look. I don't know what I'm doing. Hang on. There's some colours flashing there now. Is that yellow now? I've got to go on there. No idea, peoples. No, I really don't understand. I give up. I really don't understand our diddums. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't work it out. I really can't. I can't. It seems like I should get out by doing that, but I haven't got out. So I don't know. I'm going to continue on with this tape. We're going to continue us on to this tape. So it's our diddums is there. Right, okay. This should be Pterodactyl. This is a Melbourne house game from memory. It was a single cassette with a sort of... it's an alien thing going on with it. It's like a space invader of sorts. And I think we're going to get some magical music at the end of this as well, because we had that ska band that was on there before. Ska sort of punk band, wasn't it? That was on the other side where they were singing about the lady being so tall, and then when he fell off the wall, she grabbed him by his... I don't know, his friendly parts, and then I'm sure that's not how they said, though. It was something similar, though, wasn't it? Pterodactyl. We're very much terror and dactyling. Terror and dactyl. It's the one. Nope, that's not good. Stop! Don't load. Not load. Come on. Here we go. There we are. It's going to load now. We knew it was going to. We knew it was going to give us grief. It had to because it's 40 years old. There will be some games that are 40 years old as well. Actually, I wonder which games were 40. Horizon's 40. That's for damn sure. Because Horizon came with the original ZX8, the 16K and the 48K. So Horizon is 40. That's for damn sure. I wonder what else was 40. Pterodactyl 4D. I've crashed. Don't ask me to load. I don't want to load. Right, Pterodactyl. Let's find it on the PlayZX. That's got to be there. Let's have a little look for Pterodactyl. It's definitely there. Okay, let's go for it. Load it. Pterodactyl. Pterodactyl 4D. 4D even. It's better than 3D, it's 4D. They come out of the screen and touch you. That's what 4D is. It's smell-o-vision. You can smell the terror. Smell my terror. Oh no. Oh, don't smell my terror. Not nice. That's what we got. Pterodactyl 4D. better than 3D. It's 4D. It's good fun. Okay, do you know, so I remember this. I think this has appeared before on previous What's on the Tapes. Damn sure it has. But I can't remember the entire... I can't remember. I have a feeling it's like a three-dimensional plane that it works on. It's kind of a weird one. Beam Software. Is it Melbourne House? It was Melbourne House, wasn't it? It was one of their early Melbourne House games. Alan Blake. It's not a bad little loading screen there. I mean, this goes back to the fact that there was a decent resolution on the ZX Spectrum. It wasn't actually a bad resolution because it only had a high resolution. It didn't have a low resolution like other machines. It didn't have a resolution modes. So the Commodore has different modes of resolutions. The Spectrum's just like, this is what you get. I kind of appreciate the fact that reduced, I guess, the programming requirements. You didn't have to do anything more. I suppose you felt the need to fill the spaces, though, but it didn't require anything else exciting to get the thing to work. So it was kind of as it was, you know. Commodore 64 obviously had lower resolutions, so it could do more colours on some of those resolutions. The Amstrad CPC is also the same. It has like a Mode 0, and Mode 0 is the one where when you see the colourful sort of arcade palettes of games, that's the Mode 0. So it's kind of, you kind of lose an awful lot of vertical and horizontal resolution in that. It's probably a half the size the other one was. So yeah, you lose quite a lot of that. So it's an interesting one. Look at her shooting a pterodactyl. It's destroyed an entire plane, and she reckons she can take it with a little pistol. I mean, it's a very high-powered pistol of some sort. But anyway. But yeah, the Spectrum was just the Spectrum. I mean, obviously, Sir Clive wanted a business machine that we all could use at home, and something to learn how to program on. But at the same time, let's be honest. I think it was a little short-sighted not to realise that a lot of us would absolutely love the games that we got from it, and have a great deal of love for them, and a love for the Spectrum as a result of that. So I think the 5 and a bit million of us that all bought Spectrums back in the day. I wonder if anybody bought second ones for households. Do you ever know anybody buy a second one for a household? But anyway, you know, bought these Spectrums. We loved those things. I remember going to sort of Boots back in the day when Boots used to do computer games, and we used to go in Boots for games. And they used to have a NES there, so Nintendo Entertainment System. And I remember I liked Duck Hunt. I think that was quite good. And they had like that multi-cartridge which had like Duck Hunt and Mario on it, so you could sort of swap between the two. And it was like a display thing. And we used to play that. And I was always quite impressed by the performance of that machine. I always thought it was really kind of cool. But at the end of the day, I had a Spectrum, and you couldn't justify it. I certainly couldn't justify it. The games are so expensive. You know, yes, you got that higher quality of a console experience, and I remember I found it quite moving to see those things, but they always seem so far out of reach, and they're not so much so nowadays. Now I'm getting to an age where I can afford these things, but back then they seemed so much out of reach. And whereas, you know, Spectrum games your highest end sort of Spectrum game was like a tenner. Whereas theirs were starting at sort of 40 quid for a game. And I mean, 40 quid in a tenner in today's money back then, it's about £30 now. So for their 40 quid, they're £120 nowadays. That's where they're at with the cost of them. It's ridiculous, really, to think about it. Right, okay, looks like it's finished. Fred and Alan, nice screen. This is your captain speaking. Welcome to the Lost Jungle Airlines. It's not a lost jungle if you've got an airline there. Sightseeing tour number 13. They've been there 13 times at least. We hope you have a pleasant trip, and you may smoke and now smoke and unfasten your seatbelts. Don't like you smoke on planes nowadays. Oh, look, there's planes. We're flying through the sky. It's like so realistic. Oh my God, it's like being there. Oh my God. Oh my God, what's happened? This is your captain speaking. We appear to have been having some difficulties with our aircraft. Please extinguish all cigarettes. It's probably a good idea. And fasten your seatbelts. I can imagine they're all just like puffing cigarettes and filling the air, the thing with it. Look at this. Oh, we're going down. We're going down. Brace yourselves. Oh my God. You know what I should be doing now? If you're watching it on your mobile, shake the screen, straight the screen. We're crashing. Well, no, we've got a bit of height there. We've got it whipped off the top of a volcano. No, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. Oh my God. Somebody's mobile's going off. Do. Okay. We've landed. We're safely there. It's day one. Day one in the lost jungle. It's Space Invaders, basically. So I can lower and higher the cannon to shoot at these Space Invaders. Uh-oh, pterodactyl! Pterodactyl! Oh, it's a big one, isn't it? I like the pterodactyl. I'm shooting Space Invaders with my raised and lowered guns. I should try and shoot that pterodactyl, shouldn't I? Oh, it's got me! Yeah, it's a weird sort of Space Invader game. It is a tiny bit weird. I think this is day 2 now. Day 2. In the jungle. And yeah. I'm shooting rocks at them, like cannons. I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit weird. There's no real interaction though. You don't feel anything particularly for it. You kind of go, oh right, okay. Avoid the pterodactyl. Oh, it's got me again. Yeah. I remember this being quite weird. I'm going to carry on. We're going to see if Jet Set Willy loads just to finish off. This is just hilarious. Jet Set Willy. Let's get Jet Set Willy on there. Let's get the low dit going and see if we can finish on Sir Clive's fave, the Willy. Gotta fast forward a bit. Come on. Big space for Jet Set Willy. I wonder if putting the lack of tape counter reduced piracy later in the life of the Spectrum, because the +2 peoples didn't have the tape counter, so there may be less piracy. Maybe it was a piracy thing that they took it off for, or to be fair, in the case of Alan Sugar, it was probably literally to keep the cost down. That's not right. Right, that wasn't right. Let's try that again. Let's give that another try. Give that another go. Jet Set Willy. Nope. Giving it the old R tape error there. Let's see if we can try it in the other tape drive just for the hell of it. See if that one picks on it. It picks it up better. Let's do load it. Let's see if this works a little bit better in a different tape drive. Give it a chance. Give it a shot at it. Nah, it's not even going to pick it up, look. Nope. No, it's too quiet. It's too dull. It's always. I think that's the problem for this whole episode with it. I think it's been far too quiet, and the fact is they can put it in another tape drive and turn the volume up. That's the advantage of the whole thing. Just turning it up. Oh yeah. Jet Set Willy. Bit iconic, realistically. It's iconic that we've ended with Jet Set Willy. Let me go see if I can find the code sheet, which isn't too far away. Hang on. Let's find it. It's over here. I know it is. Oh. While I wasn't looking, it crashed. That was nice of it. Let's see if my copy of Jet Set Willy loads, all right? And we'll fast forward through that in a minute. See if we've got any funny music at the end of it. I can guarantee there is. Oh, there's a little X on that side, so that probably means it doesn't load. I've got a system. I didn't put the X on it, but I'm going to assume somebody else did. But I have a little system. I've got little red dots, which are little stickers that I stick on the plastic that you can easily remove, which basically tell me if they don't work or not. So if it's got a little red dot on the back of it, I know one side doesn't load. So, but yes, Jet Set Willy with the code sheet as well. Let's give this a load and see what happens. While that's doing that, let's see if we can fast forward this on the other tape and see whether or not we can see if he's got anything else after Jet Set Willy, just for the hell of it. Let's see if there's any more games after there. I don't think there will be. It's been fairly accurate thus far, this one, with the chap involved with this. I'm just going to see if we've got any ska music. There we go, Jet Set Willy. Matthew Smith. Probably the cream of the crop, realistically, from Matthew. Manic Mania's good though. I mean, he got Jet Set Willy 2 as well. I always found Jet Set Willy. I mean, that was awesome because it was so much bigger. It was like a proper expansion, wasn't it, for a game? That was kind of a game where you ended up with more levels in it. We got silence after Jet Set Willy thus far. I'm just giving it a fast forward. I don't think we're going to get any more ska music on this one. You never know, though. Oh, we do. We definitely do. We'll go through that at the end. Yeah, we got some music. There's something about friendly old girl of the town. So I think we've got some more. So we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Thank you very much, Alan, for giving us so much entertainment with your ZX Spectrum and CC 120 minutes. 120 minutes. My God, what a huge tape! It's a massive one. It's a biggie. We had a big one. All right, let's have a little look. I've got my code reader and everything. I'm ready. Got my magnifying glass out and everything. When did I have to need a magnifying glass? I remember doing this. It was a number of years ago, actually. Probably about the last 8 years or something similar. Or maybe 6, 7 or 8. One of the two, anyway. Well, anywhere between 6, 7 or 8. But anyway, so at some point I kind of started to need glasses to see the small detailed stuff, and then obviously I need a magnifying glass to see the really detailed stuff, like the manuals that came with Spectrum games, because I can't physically read them. Even with my glasses on, I have to get a magnifying glass out to see them. And it's, you'd think my jam jars would be quite thick, but they're not. They're actually not that thick, but they probably need to be a bit stronger at this point. I'm okay driving from distance. It's just this close-up stuff just killing me with old age, you know. So never get old is the answer to that. Never get any older. All right. So yay! Jet Set Willy. That worked well. That was a good load. Well, I like that one. That one went really well, swimmingly. That one, swimmingly. Great load. Let's give it a try. Another try. Come on. Right. I've got. Let's hang on a second. I've got another copy. I've got another copy in the blue box. Let's do the other copy in the blue box. Let's see what happens with the blue box. Slightly different coloured tape this time round. We'll do the blue box version of it. All right, let's go for it. Let's see what we get. See if this one works, please. Please, pretty please. With sugar on top. Jet Set Willy. Fantastic. That's not good. You can't do that. Thank you. Having one of them days. Just realised I've got 2 copies of Jet Set Willy and only one of them with a code sheet in it. Makes that really uncommon, doesn't it? God, you remember copying those out, or people copying those out? Wow, that was amazing. When I was back in the day, funnily thing was, when I moved to my Commodore Amiga, here's an interesting Commodore stroke Spectrum fact. When I was back in the day, there was a Spectrum emulator for the Commodore Amiga, and I had quite a hankering for my games. So what I used to do is I used to actually load them into the Commodore Amiga, because there was a way to get them on speaker-wise. Can't remember what I did, but there was a way to get them into it. And I basically loaded them onto the emulator, and then I put them into and then I saved those files as snapshots, SNA files. And then I copied those files onto the Amiga, and then I had a way to transfer run Windows PC disks, and I copied those Windows PC disks to the PC so that I could keep those snapshots for AOS. So I actually have the original Jet Set Willy snapshot that I've got somewhere, and my Jet Set Willy snapshot bypasses the copy protection, because there was a poke you could use to bypass that part of the whole thing, so you don't actually have to do it. It also has infinite lives, which is really annoying, because when you do the right type of thing, you'd basically have to restart it all again to do the whole thing. But yeah, I had a Spectrum emulator, and I used to load those games in that I did. I only did a few, to be honest with you, but I must have done Jet Set Willy because I must have owned a copy, or it was on a special tape, one or two. But yeah, so it did make it to the next generation. It made it to the 16-bit thing in the sense of the Commodore Amiga. It made it there. There was an emulator that I used, and I used it on there. Strange things that I actually did that. I think it's just I wanted to prove it was possible, like anything else. It wasn't like hard because somebody had already created the emulator, but I wanted to kind of prove it was possible. It was just one of those things I wanted to do with my Commodore Amiga. I do love my Commodore Amiga as well. I'll admit I do. When I went to the next 16-bit one, that was my one that I loved a lot. The Atari ST, I didn't get one until recently, and I actually have a couple of those. I need a ROM sorted out for it so I can run a hard disk. I'm looking forward to playing with the Atari ST. I think it was given a bit of a bad rap, simply because I think they didn't splash out on the better audio chip until later, if that makes sense. So when you get by the time you get to the Atari Falcon. By the time you get, I'm not having a good time here with these. Try the other side. By the time you get to the Atari Falcon, that was a much better machine. But the ST was 1632. That's what that stood for. That ST stood for 1632, and I'm sure it's a 16-bit processor and 32-bit memory locations, which meant it could do a little bit more than the Commodore Amiga could. I may be talking complete crap. Somebody in the comments will know the answer to this question. But yeah, it was that was never going to go well, by the way, doing that whole thing there. I will get Jet Set Willy to load. It will load. You will load Jet Set Willy. We managed to load it the other week off a dodgy tape. We've got to be able to load it off here. Off the original, at least. Right. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to trying the Atari ST. I do. You know something? The one thing that's absolutely wonderful, and by the way, you've just reminded me as well, the Pringle thing. I need to try that as well. Let's see if I can find that Pringle thing. It was on Twitter. I'll try and find that Pringle thing. So I'll try and find Pringles right now. We'll see if we can do something with that. Right. Okay. We'll do that quickly now. Search Twitter for Pringles. Have you done the thing on Spectrum? I'm sure it was on the Spectrum. Pringles Spectrum. I think they did it on a funny day there. I think they did it on 13th for some reason. I don't know why they did it on the 13th if they were going to do it. If I search Pringles Spectrum, see if we can do that. What was that then? Where was that? There was something on this. I'm sure there was something on Pringles and ZX Spectrum. Let me see if I can find it. I need to try and find it for you because this is really important. Pringles. Let's try and find it. Pringles ZX Spectrum, because I have a feeling we can maybe load what they put on their advert. Oh, somebody's already tried it a week ago. Let's see what the date was. When did they celebrate this? When did they send this out? More importantly, it's an Easter egg that yielded a prize. Oh, it did! UK Pringles. Pringles UK. It's Pringles UK. I need Pringles UK. That's what I need. Let's go back. Let's find Pringles UK. Oh, there is something there. Let's do Pringles UK then. Let's do that. Search Twitter. UK. Pringles UK. Pringles UK and the island. Ah, here we go. We're here. Grid location. Oh, let's have a look. 4A. 4A is red. Blue. Green. Red. Hey, there we go. Jet Set effing Willy. It's here. We managed to get it to load. So we need to find that Pringles UK thing though quickly. What date was that put up? We need to try this. Do 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 do. Do do do. There, I found it. I found it. I've got it. We will try the Pringles thing in a minute. We'll cheat. We'll try and see what happens when we do the Pringles thing. That'll be cool. Don't need to capture the sound. Just need to download it and run it off the thing. So we'll try that. That is kind of cool from Pringles, I think. Don't you? I think it is. Right, I've got that in there anyway. Right, let's do some Jet Set Willy first. Jet Set Willy, here we go. So the idea is Jet Set Willy has been having a bit of a party, and his housekeeper Maria, a lovely lady, won't let him go to bed until he's cleaned up the house because she ain't doing it because he's been having a big old party. So Jet Set Willy here is fully hungover. He's got until midnight to clear up, otherwise Maria's gonna, I don't know, kill him with some more of the household items in here that are going to kill him. And he has to collect his 125 items. And then he will be allowed to go to bed to sleep off the mighty hangover he has. And there's Maria. Look, watch this. Watch what happens. She goes, no bed for you. No, Willy. No, none for you. Okay, I'm going. Right. So she says no bed for him until he's. Oh, I remembered that. There's a Swiss Army knife. And then you basically have to clear all the rooms. And there are lots of items to be collected, and you do that. Now, if you stand under the stairs though and type right typer and press number 9, you get ability to skip levels. We did this the other week, so I'm not going to do it again. Here we go. Here's the do. Oh God. Oh no. Look at that beer mug there. Another beer mug. Been out on the. He's out on the beer. Room of Nightmares. We're a flying pig. There we go. We're a flying pig. This is the banyan tree, isn't it? The banyan tree. And this is everybody hates this room. It's particularly tough. Yeah, well, I'm not going to go through there. I always thought it was quite cool if you could get so far through the level. It's kind of impressive if you could get through a certain point. The Room of Nightmares. I'm not sure why Willie, the rich man that he is, if I was a rich man, would actually hire a woman who hates him so vehemently. They would think they would just sack Maria, wouldn't you? If she wasn't prepared to clean up after his party. I mean, seriously, what else did he hire her for? Oh my god, so rubbish today. Quite excited to try this Pringle thing, actually. We'll give that a blast in a second. I'll see if it loads. Bomlamingak. Jet Set Willy. Classic. Oh god, I'm so bad. Stuff of nightmares in this house. Not sure I would want to live here. Oh, I'm dead. Right. Let's do the Pringle thing. This is kind of interesting. Aren't you interested? I'm interested to know what happens here when we do this. There is I mean, it isn't a tough one to load, but we'll give it a try. So I've got the advert on Twitter. I'm going to put on basic. See if we load it. Push the button. Let's push the play. There's a little bit of thing there.
Knowing that those who pioneered gaming decades ago.
Was that not it, or is that the one from before it? No, that's not it. That might be a couple hours ago. That's what people are complaining about. Hang on. Let's see if we can find it from a couple of... I think it's a few days back, actually, looking at this. Let's see when this was. What date was this they put this up? 13th. Why is it the 13th of all things, Pringles? 13th. 2 days ago. Let's find it. It's here somewhere. I'm going to load this whether they like it or not, Mr. Pringles. It's the thing I just found there was loads of people complaining about it and hating it, which is quite hilarious, really. All these sad young people going, it's horrible noise, squishing and squawking. Grow up. It's of a generation, you know. Oh, come on. What is it? I hate searching on these things. What's the other thing called? Pringles. I'm trying to find it, but I can't find it very easily on here. It's really annoying. It's, as I say, there's a. I'll try and put in the comments below the link so you can have a look yourself. Stay in the game. Oh, come on. I hate using things like Twitter and whatever else. I'm really Pringles. UK. ZX Spectrum. Oh, come on. I'm trying to find it. Sorry, peoples. You'll have to bear with me here while I'm trying to find this stupid thing. I don't know how to sort this by by in actual tweet order. Oh, I think I found it. I think I found the order. Ah, here we are. Found it. Okay. Here we are. Here we are. There we go. This is off the advert from Pringles. I'll put it in the link. It actually loads. Oh my god. I love it when people do this. Mind popping. This is very cool. Pringles! It's a little Pringle thing. Oh my god. You can load it. If I'd seen this days ago, I'd have loaded this, by the way. This is actually really cool. Very cool indeed. Very cool indeed. That's blown my mind that somebody's gone to that much effort nowadays to do something. Wonder if it's going to say something. 40 years ago, the ZX, the Specky shared its first video game. Today, we're sharing Pringles. Not just any Pringles. As a reward for being the original gamer or the original gamer first legend to discover this message, you will receive a one-off 8-bit can of Pringles and crisps. Press any key to continue. I'm too late. Somebody's already done this. To find out if you're the first to load the code and win the Pringles can, take a photo of this page and send it to soniccrisp@pringles.co. 8 before 23rd. Yeah, I've not got that, but that's cool. That was very cool. You can't break it either. The code is not breakable. That is actually very, very cool from Pringles. I'll put that in the comments anyway, and you can have a look at it if you want to find out what was there. That. Do you know what? What a great way to sort of to sort of end this tape with or end the particular section there. That's really cool. That somebody did something that awesome. Right. Okay. Let's do this more interesting bit though that we're finishing off with here. This is the sound part of this whole thing. Let's do this. Let's see what's on this sound wise. Let's get this tape up here. Let's get the volume turned up, and you can listen to the goodness that's on this tape as well. This random rubbish to finish off. So let me press the play button here. Let's do this. Let's do it. Here we go.
Wonderful, wonderful Copenhagen, friendly old girl of the town. 'Neath her tavern light on this very night, let us clink and drink.
Very, very friendly Copenhagen. I don't think we're going to have any punk rock this week. Copenhagen. Yeah, let's fast forward this. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we got a lot of Copenhagen, I think. Que sera, sera. Let's see what else we got on here.
That's how my heart keeps on yearning for the day I know.
Oh. Let's see what else we got.
Daddy bought for 10 cents on the
Dollar. Seriously, no more singing. I'm banned. I got show tunes. Let's see what else we got. Rolling, rawhide. Keep these wagons rolling.
Keep rolling.
Rawhide. I can't believe it's rawhide. It's like that episode, you know, it's one of those. What an episode this is. I'll go see what else is on here.
The taste of water, cool water.
Cool water.
Oh, Dan and I with throats burned dry and so
Cool water. It's like I knew the tune. God. What else is on here? Okay, here we go. Maybe some more left. Is there anything left? Are we there? Are we there yet? I think that's it. I think we're all over. We're almost there. We are. It's all over. We've got there. We've made it to the end of Volume 9 and that tape. Next week it is a compilation, last in the Season 14, and then I'm taking a couple of weeks break, and then I'll be back for Season 15. Anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining me. Please feel free to like and share, and do all the other things, subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Happy 40th anniversary to the ZX Spectrum as well. I'll see you soon. Bye bye now.